The issue is the glow gone? Is this really an opportunity with Jesse Jackson getting mad at Barack Obama? That's exactly what he wants. It's a way to build support among white Americans, working class whites with whom he had trouble going up against Hillary Clinton, no?
Absolutely. I don't think the glow is gone. I feel like Reverend Jackson is the gift that just keeps on giving, particularly in this instance for Senator Obama. If you go back and you look at his speeches, even before the Father's Day speech, Barack Obama has always talked about the role of politics and faith and the role of personal responsibility, not just in the African American community, where it is particularly important, but for the nation as a whole. So, Harold is right when he says that this is just, it's not a new argument, but the reason that it is different and the reason that it marks the era of a new black politics is that traditional civil rights leaders have said, don't air your dirty laundry in public. And we have seen Senator Barack Obama, we've seen Bill Cosby do it, and they go out and they talk about pathology.
But here's the thing, Smirk, this is not just about leadership in the African American community. It is about progressives in the Democratic Party looking at Obama and saying, we're a little tired of some of what you're doing here. Some of the tacking to the center. This is not what you ran on in the primary that created this phenomenon around you.
I recognize
one. So what jumped out at me was how quickly Obama regretted his decision. And that in turn made me wonder how often the senator has regretted other choices. In November '06, Obama said he regretted buying property from Tony Rezko. In April '08, Obama said he regretted saying that bitter folks in middle America who have lost economic hope cling to guns or religion. Perhaps the American people are looking for a regretful guy after 8 years of George W. Bush, but I'm not so sure. After all, a lot of Americans understand that you don't get a bunch of easy do-overs in the Oval Office. Real quick, take it on, Michelle.
Well, I mean, this is somebody who probably is not going to be voting for Barack Obama, whether he changed his mind or not, or flipped. This is a serious problem for McCain, not as one instance by itself, but if you look at the totality of the instances where Senator McCain is literally being stabbed in the back by surrogates who go out, they make ridiculous comments, and then he is put in the position of having to defend them. And particularly when you're talking about economic issues, which, just as you have just said, Senator McCain has admitted that is his weak point. It's going to be very difficult, and it puts the, Phil Gramm has sort of opened the door, and Barack Obama is walking right through it, as any lawyer would tell you. He will continue to try to tie Senator McCain to a third Bush presidency, which we keep hearing over and over again. And in these economic times, politically speaking, it was a ridiculous thing to do. And it
David,
McCain is not a good speaker.
If I can make a quick point, campaign
real
point.
Quick, some of the criticism about Barack Obama is that he gets in a position of strength and then he can coast. There was some of that during the primary, and those who are criticizing them, even if they're supportive, are saying that's what we're concerned about now, and some of this tacking toward the center, taking his base for granted to some degree, and as Andrew Sullivan wrote on his blog today, hubris within the campaign. You have a time when McCain's campaign is in deep trouble. People inside the campaign admit it. Republicans outside the campaign admit it. Is Obama doing everything he can at this time?
Yeah, this is a place where I disagree with my very good friend Harold here. If I were in this position and I was only 8 points ahead, I would actually be a little bit worried, because Barack Obama really has a lot going for him in the fact that John McCain is not the best campaigner. There's a lot of disaffection in the Republican Party. There is not the kind of excitement out there for the McCain candidacy as there is for the Obama candidacy. But I do think he's doing everything that he can do. It was a long and protracted race, and people don't know him.